This is my hashtag for today. It's not about D&I, it's about DNA. It's not about diversity and inclusivity. Can we just get our hearts, our mind, and our spirit on the job? Can we start embracing the DNA of cultural change? Can we start embracing something that we call diversity, which I don't know what it is, but can we just specify that it means including 500 million women's voice in the governance agenda? Now I understand that statement. Now I understand. I got a sentence. But I don't have a sentence if somebody says, I'm into diversity. What is the meaning of that sentence? So my sentence is that it's not about D&I, it's about DNA. We must change the cultural composition of companies to give voice to the women so that they have the power to change the nation. Everybody needs change. The status quo is not acceptable. And then my next hashtag is, it's not about nurturing women, it's about advancing women. Can we stop all these women-friendly policies and, making the women happy? Because happy people are satisfied. You can disagree with me, but the fact is that if they're happy, they're also satisfied, they're also safe, and they're also invisible. That's the status of women in India today, in corporate India. So can you stop saying I'm trying to escalate the dialogue here. This conference is not about keeping the women happy. It's not about nurturing women. The last slide on your presentation is missing. The last slide is called advancement of women. Until you put that last slide on every presentation you make on the women in your company, you actually don't have a delivery point. You're on this so-called thing, journey, so-called journey. Where is your end point? What is your goal? What is your target? And how are you going to put a metric on it? Don't put a metric, but at least have a target. And of course, since I'm an economist, economics to me is very important. For me, the whole Women in Leadership agenda is about economics. And then when you talk about economics, you have to talk about $15 trillion. Everybody likes to quote, what other people do about presentations when let us say the McKinsey report, which just said that women are going to add $15 trillion to the GDP. Okay, how many women does McKinsey have on its board? How many? Try zero. Try zero. On what basis are they writing research that all of us are going to consume? Why are you consuming research that has absolutely no authenticity? Put out by a company that first does not believe in what it's saying. It's not about McKinsey. It's about being authentic and about getting it right. If you didn't do it yourself, it's not worth doing at all. If I don't do it myself, what is the point of telling somebody else to do it? The time for preaching is over. We have to get up on our feet and start doing. So, as an economist, I'm not going to make the business case because you can read 15 Will Research reports and you can read my book on leadership by proxy. And then you know the business case. So, I'm saying embrace the business case. That's my hashtag. Don't tell us about the business case. Could you please embrace the business case? I do not see any company embracing the business case. Maybe a few. Samir is here, so I know that MSD Pharmaceutical does it. I know that Sodexo does it to some extent. But that's about all. I can maybe go two, three more companies, but that's about all. They are not embracing the business case because they just don't get it. They don't get it that women equal cash, they equal profits, they equal wealth creation, they equal value creation. So, I think we have to, the business case is there, and I'm giving you a good example of not embracing the business case. And so when we escalate the dialogue, today we are going to deal with, and I got it right up here, it's called the Will Gender Quotient Index. We have to keep on, when we say escalate the dialogue, it doesn't mean that I'm going to put up the volume and the decibels of what I'm saying. It means I'm going to give you more material with which you can work. So that when you go to a company and the company says, we're working for women, you say, okay, what is your gender quotient index? So that we can help you bring it up or bring it down or whatever. When you understand ratios, only then you'll know what to do with it. Till then, you don't know what to do with it. So, we will introduce the gender quotient index, which is actually chapter 9 of my book. So it's not like I'm giving you something I do not know. This is tried, this is tested. And we also have this as an important part of our benchmarking process.